Hello and welcome. In today's video, I am going to be making another useless costumey cosplay clothing item. This is the pattern that I'm going to be using. It is McCall's M6819. I don't exactly know what this is supposed to be. A pirate, a warrior, an elf warrior, soldier. I have no idea. I suppose that it could work for all of those genre or style types. So I suppose today we're gonna cosplay. For the fabric, I have a bunch of fabric that I need to work through, so I have chosen this purple with blue flowers. I have a ton of this, so this is what I will be using for the outer layer of the fabric. For the lining layer, I'm going to be using this light blue king-size bedsheet. For the corset, I figured that I might as well make more than one. I mean, the corset itself is just 4 pieces sewn together. So, you know, I need some versatility, so let's make a bunch of different ones. Here's what I'll be using. Blue corduroy, purple corduroy, pink corduroy. Again, I have to use this fabric so I can get more. I have this scrap piece of white something. It's textured. I don't know. Let's use it. Also, I will be using black velvet. And finally, this brown suede-ish, I don't know, fabric. So I have a bunch of different ones. I figured, you know, if we're going to do the thing, let's do the thing. And, you know, I'm low on corsets. I could use some more. So I'm just going to make a bunch and call it a day. Okay, I have my pattern. I have my fabrics that I will be using. So let's get to laying out all of the pattern pieces, cutting them out, and then much like the Avengers, assemble. Starting with the outer fabric, I lay out my pieces, weighing them down with the leftover tiles from my bathroom remodel, and I cut them all out. Then I repeat the process with the lining fabric. Now that everything is cut out, it's time to assemble. I am pinning the lining and the outer fabric of the skirt pieces together. Then I pin the top pieces together, lining, then outer. Then I move to the sewing machine and sew the bodice together with a straight stitch. Outer fabric first, then lining. For the skirt, I sew the lining to the outer fabric before I assemble the skirt as a whole. Off camera, I sewed the collar and the arm sleeve caps. Now I turn them right sides out and iron them flat. Before I sew the top of the bodice, I tuck the collar in between the outer and the lining. Then I sew it in place. Off camera, I turned the bodice right sides out. I then tucked the sleeve caps into the armholes inside of the lining and outer fabric. I found this to be difficult, and I'm not so very good at describing what it was that I did, so I'm just going to show you. Okay, this is the bodice, here's the sleeve caps. I took the sleeve cap and I tucked it in between the outer fabric and the inner fabric. I then folded each part of the fabric, the edges, in on itself, and then while it was tucked in there, pinned it in place and then sewed it in place. So the edge of the cap is right about here. So it's tucked in there pretty nice. It's a nice finished area. I think it looks pretty good. So now that the bodice is more or less done, it is time to assemble the skirt. There are 4 pieces to sew together. So with right sides together, I line up the edges and sew the skirt pieces in place using a straight stitch. Now that the skirt is sewn together, it is time to attach it to the bodice. I pin it in place, right sides together, and sew. We've hit the home stretch. We are almost done. I just need to sew on the buttons and the buttonholes. I have chosen these silver coat of arms buttons. They fit the vibe. For the buttonholes, I wung it. And I did a terrible job, but they're sewn. I use my seam ripper to cut a hole in the middle of the buttonholes. To keep the fabric from fraying, I use fire to seal the edges. I've done my best. I did not read or follow a single instruction because I won't be told what to do. I do what I want. And what I want is to style this coat, cloak, vest, cape. I don't know what it is, but I'm ready for the reveal. Now she is all done. I still don't know what she is. Paired with the right garment underneath, like right now, this can strike me as a tea gown. Like a historical Victorian style tea gown. I do suppose there are multiple options and genres in which this cloak, I don't know what it is, that this thing would fit in. Is this an item of clothing that I'm going to be wearing often? Probably not. Just because I don't know what it is. However, for cosplaying and dressing up, it could go for pirate, soldier, elf, perhaps garden fairy, not quite though, but paired with this white dress underneath, like I said, it does feel like a tea gown, and actually it is quite comfortable. Now the only thing about this is that it's just a little big. Not a big deal. I could probably bring it in like an inch and it would fit a little tighter, but as it is very comfortable. And I don't really have anything else to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I wanna thank you so much for hanging out with me while I made this weird thing that I don't know what it's called. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. In the description, there will be a link to the pattern that I used. Perhaps maybe you can figure out what it is. If you're not already, consider subscribing. I do my best to post at least once a week. All of the likes, comments, sharing, subscribing, that all helps my really small channel to grow and get larger. I want my videos in front of new eyeballs. I mean, that is, after all, the whole point on recording, editing, and posting my content. Is it entirely useful content? Who's to say? Well, I've got nothing else to say, so I'll see you next time. Bye.